Hey guys, it's Ben with AWKWA, Arizona Windsurfing, Kiteboarding, and Wingfoiling Association here on a beautiful late spring Arizona day. A lot of people I see out there um, struggling with starting with wingfoiling, particularly even the most elemental step of getting on the board. So there's no wind today. Well, actually there is some, but not enough. In any event, I'm here. I'm not at the lake, and thought it'd be a good time. And also, it's hot, so I want to get in the pool. So that'd be a good time to demonstrate my technique, anyways, for what I call the squat start, which is as opposed to the knee start, which is the conventional wisdom of how best to get up on a wingfoil board. So I've got with me. So who is the squat start for? For one thing, if you're just plain struggling with the knee start, like I said, the knee start is conventional wisdom, and I'm sure it works great for people who have never done any kind of water start before or water sports before, excuse me, or come from a SUP background or something like that. And also who happen to have, whatever, 140, 150, 160 liter board that they could basically. For the rest of us, particularly those of us who started out with boards of significantly smaller volume, the squat start may be an answer or an alternative to struggling with that knee start. Secondly, I would say for people like myself who come from water sport or board sport backgrounds, so with me particularly wakeboarding, wake surfing, regular surfing, things like that. So facing laterally on the board is something that just came naturally to me. And so after the first really rough outing of trying to wingfoil on a 85 liter board, trying to knee start on that, I came back very despondent, very discouraged, and realized, hey, there's got to be a better way. Why am I screwing around with this when I already know how to face and ride laterally in a surf stance and feel comfortable doing it? Another benefit when you're up and squatted is that I feel, anyways, you have a lot more control and are able to get crosswind quicker. You're able to manipulate the wing because you have more stability on the board rather than being kind of in a SUP-facing stance. And the thing over your head, and it's like, oh my God, I'm going downwind. It's like if you're already squatted, you can choose the time and the place that you want to stand up. You can just surf in the squatted stance if you want. I've done it. I still do it many times. But I think you can get crosswind much easier. And the good news is that once you're crosswind and you have power up in the sail, you can just stand up slowly and even probably use some of that wing leverage, and boom, you're going. So it really eliminates a lot of the steps, in my opinion, of getting to your knees in the right orientation, trying to get one leg up in the kneel position, then trying to get the other foot up. I mean, like with many things, they make it look really easy in the videos, but at least in my experience, anyways, it was a rough one.
Okay, so now we're going to take a look at some actual practical real life, real time examples of the squat start. And I'm going to try to narrate along here to the video that I captured. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you're properly oriented. Obviously, wind is to your back, you're facing downwind, the wing is already downwind, and just as importantly, your board is crosswind. Your board is at a right angle to the direction of the wind. Even a little bit upwind sometimes helps. So the first step is to scramble a board and get into the 4-point stance. So both knees up, and then you're counterbalancing the weight on the upwind rail with your forward two hands. You're facing laterally, and your arms and your hands will help balance that out. Once you're comfortable with that, go ahead and swing one foot, usually, preferably your forward foot, forward. It usually helps, especially when you're beginning or don't have great balance, to make sure the arch of your front foot is along the center line or the stringer of the board. And then you really want to make sure you get low, okay? You want to really lower your center of gravity, your butt almost pressing up against your ankles. Once you're set there, then you can swing the rear leg, rear foot forward into the into position. And then again, you want to make sure you stay low. A mistake I see way too often is people trying to stand too soon, stand up with the wing, and it's like, don't do any of that. Particularly when you're starting out, just take your time, get comfortable, get balanced, ride it out, balance, and get comfortable using your ankles and your shins, your ankles and your feet, that is, to balance out. At that point in time, once you're comfortable, you can grab the leading handle of the wing, or maybe the first handle, the front handle, and then swing yourself crosswind, because you've almost certainly by now been pushed a little bit downwind. And once you're crosswind, you should by then actually have a little bit of power and some forward momentum, some drive that's giving you even more stability. And then at that point in time, when you're comfortable and you're powered up and you have tension in the wing, you go ahead and stand up slowly, and you're going. There's no getting off one knee and then getting off the other and making sure your feet are in the right place and that you're faced forward. You're good to go. Okay, now we're going to look at another example taken the other way. And again, first step is to properly orient yourself. You can actually hold the wing if you want. Some people I know like to balance using the wing. I don't personally. But I will actually get into the 4-point stance, sometimes holding the wing, particularly if the conditions are very windy or choppy, and I don't want the wing, and having to go through the trouble of, dealing with a flipped over wing. So again, after that, the next step is to scramble a board. Take your time. There's no style points involved here. You want to take your time to get up and stabilize yourself. If you rush it, your chances are you're just going to go into the drink again, and it's going to take longer than it probably should, and you may miss out on a gust or two. So I'm scrambled on the board, facing laterally. I get my forward knee up first, prop myself up on that, prop myself up then on the back knee as well. I'm in the 4-point stance. When I'm feeling comfortable, I then get the front foot forward, get low. Okay, again, it's vitally important you get your center of gravity as low as possible, because that's what's going to give you stability. So hopefully, if you have the flexibility to do this, you can get your butt really right up against your ankles and stay low. Once you're stabilized and you're feeling good, you're feeling comfortable, then at that point in time, you can bring the wing closer into you, either by the lead handle or the forward taxi handle. And then, again, I don't even wait. I go ahead and use the front handle to go ahead and pivot myself, swing myself around crosswind. And only then, when I'm oriented crosswind, will I bother to actually get ready to stand up. All right, so one last go around here to take a look. This is going to be a little bit quicker, because in this one, it was a very slow day. I happened to see a gust coming and wanted to take advantage. So this will be a really a little more fluid example. So obviously the first step will be to scramble a board and get into that 4-point stance. Stabilize yourself first with all 4 points, And then only when you're stable and you feel comfortable, get the feet up, the first front foot first, back foot second. And then at that point in time, you'll see here, I'm using the wing to pivot myself around crosswind even before I actually stand up. By then, I'm powered up. I'm facing the direction I want. There's no, getting onto one knee and then getting off the other knee and then putting, your next foot up. You're good to go, and you're off to the races at that point in time. And that is the squat start. If you're struggling with the knee start, I hope you'll think about giving this a try, and I also hope that it's as successful for you as it was for me in the early days of my winging career. And do let us know how it worked out for you, if at all, in the comments section below. Also, if you like this video, we'd sure appreciate it if you'd hit the like button just below here, and also share it with your friends or even your local winging community. Until next time, this is Ben with AWKWA, wishing you good winds and happy riding.